Good morning and welcome to HUD News. So we've got a housing crisis going on and we're going to have another one for 2021. There are major changes coming to Section 8, low-income housing, affordable housing, housing choice vouchers. A lot of these things are going to change and it could go either up or down depending on who wins the election, okay? Just so you folks know, I'm not politically motivated in either direction, okay? It makes no difference to me, but if you don't know the facts about what's going to happen or could potentially happen, then you might be in for a hell of a surprise, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go over some talking points, and then we're going to roll through several different screens, okay? And take a look at all the information that I've gotten from the White House and also from HUD.gov. So let's take a look real quick. And here we go. So, depending on who ends up being the president is going to determine how badly this is going to go for us, for those of you that need the housing, okay? There could be as much as a $10 billion gain, and there also could be a $10 billion loss, okay? And I'm going to get into the details of that here shortly. The other thing I want to tell you is I'm going to be doing a series of videos specifically on Housing Choice Voucher, Section 8, Section 811. We're going to be covering all of these different topics all over again to meet the new 2021 manuals, to make sure you guys understand how this stuff works. And I'm going to give you the inside depth of what these requirements are, okay? And most of you know that I have a consulting service. I charge like $20 for a 30-minute conversation. I walk you through the process and kind of give you the idea of what you should be saying to decrease your 10-year wait a relatively short period of time, okay? Most people know that I'm an authority when it comes to that. Anyways, let's move on. So, one thing I'd like to cover is the social media sharing, okay? Look, guys, my motivation for this channel has always been to get you guys housing, okay? It's not for me to make $20, a silly $20 on a consulting fee, or to make nickels and dimes from ads on YouTube, okay? It's not about that for me. I have a real job, okay? So if you have Instagram, if you have Facebook and TikTok and all those other social media platforms, help me out here, okay? Share the information. These videos are free. It doesn't cost anybody anything, okay? There's a lot of people wandering around that have no idea, and they go out and they apply and they say all the wrong things, okay? And they end up on a horrible waiting list forever, okay? If you guys don't share this stuff on social media, then it's not going to spread to all these desperate people. At the turn of the year, when the CDC memorandum expires, you're talking about 22 million people that are going to be out of a home, okay? So they could end up being homeless on couches. One thing we know for sure, they're going to need housing. And if we don't get the word out, it's not going to help. And me being ranked #1 on YouTube only does so much to get it out there. I'm working very hard to get the message out there that there's at least one person in the U.S. trying to help you guys, okay? The other thing is, I now have a Facebook and Instagram page. I've done the very best I can with that. I'm going to show it to you here real quick. If any of y'all know anything about TikTok, please tell me, okay? I'm not 19, so I'm trying to learn, okay? But the TikTok tends to be a little bit more of a learning curve for me. So if you know anything about that, shoot me an email. Look, you can find email and all my links to my website and all that stuff. Always you can find it in the comments section. And you're always welcome to message me about whatever you need, okay? So let's move on, take a look at the social media accounts, and then I assure you we will get to the details about the housing crisis here in just a minute, okay? Now, let's take a look. So here is the Facebook version of it. I know that it's small and it's kind of hard to see, but look, guys, if I ever helped you out and you've had a consult call with me and we were successful, go to Facebook and that link that I provided in the comments section, give me a review. If my videos have ever been any help, go into that Facebook webpage that I now have and give me a review. What I don't want are any fake reviews, okay? I don't want that. Now, if you want to give an honest review about my service, I'm fine with that. If you believe that it's complete garbage, please give me 1 star. It will not wreck my life if you do, okay? But this is here. The more people that find this, the better off these people are going to be, rather than wandering around, okay? The other thing I did is, if you take a look here, this is going to be Instagram, and I'm still getting used to it. As you can see, my first video was a big eyelash, okay? I didn't understand how to upload and make the cover of this thing the right way. I think I'll learn the next time. Okay. So, anyways, if you want to check it out, go over there and like the video, whatever. That would definitely be help spreading the word. And I want to go over here and I want to make you guys aware of something. Okay. If you go to my main page, most of you people that are either new or have been around for a while know, there is a main page. When you click on my photo, it leads you to directly my YouTube channel page. If you look here, there's a community tab. If you click on that community tab, I often try to communicate with everybody what's going on through here, okay? There's no other way to do this other than me making new videos. So I'll leave messages down here for you guys all the time. And it appears that only 10 people out of a couple thousand seem to have figured that out. So go to the community tab sometimes, and you can see all the different updates I'm giving you guys, okay? Now that we've gotten all that out the way, let's talk about the serious stuff and get away from all the fluff here. So here's what's going to happen, okay? As I said, I don't have any political motivations. I don't care who you vote for and all that stuff, but what matters to me is what happens to everybody, okay, throughout this situation. So if the current administration and president manage to get elected next year, then we can expect the legislation to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which will deeply cut the Medicare, and there are other negative consequences, obviously, to that, okay? And that mostly affects people with low income. So if you are low income, then you're probably looking for low income housing, and that might affect you, okay? The other thing is going to be, the intent of this current administration, if they make it to next year, would be to cut SNAP by $260 billion. So a third of you receiving food stamps will no longer get it, okay? And that will be game over, and that will be for the next 4 years. As well as that, there will be continued cuts over the next decade if it's written in the legislation. So 30% plus another few points every year for the next decade unless it gets reversed, okay? That's what could happen. So far this year, we've suffered already through a $6.8 billion budget cut, which was 1/8 of HUD's budget for housing choice vouchers under the current administration. So, that's a huge amount of money. And what's going to happen for 2021, we're going to take another $6.8 billion and then we're going to remove it from the budget, okay? For 2021, if this current administration gets elected again for next year, all right? So what's going to happen is only the weak and frail will be able to get housing. It's going to get really, really bad, okay? Second thing that's going to happen is they're going to cancel housing choice vouchers, and you're looking at about 200,000 people that are going to lose their housing choice voucher if the current administration gets in the office, okay? So that's a big number, and so it's already a devastated system. So about $10 billion gone, and then about 200,000 vouchers, and it's going to make my job extremely difficult to get you guys in housing, or for you even to keep it, okay? Another thing that's going to happen if the current administration does make it into next year is going to be they're going to eliminate the LIHEAP, okay? So that's the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. It's his intent to cut that, so it will vanish. No longer will you be able to get any utility discount whatsoever. So in addition to lower HUD payments, higher rents, you will also no longer get any discount towards your electrical bill or heating bill, okay? The third thing we'll be covering is in the 2020 budget, reduces disability programs by $72 billion, including Social Security, disability. So if you have a Social Security check, Social Security disability check, you can expect that those checks are going to get a lot smaller, okay? I don't know how much, all right? So that's what happens if this administration makes it to the next, for 2021, okay? So if Trump gets elected, you could expect that a lot of these proposed things will likely get pushed through. Now, it's not much better on the other side either, okay? So Mr. Biden and the potential new president, Joe Biden, if he takes office, he has a different idea. And his idea is to give universal vouchers, okay? That means that anybody that is low income, that meets the criteria, to give you an idea of what that really means is, if the medium area income for your city is $100,000, okay, and you only make 50, anybody making 50,000 or less would be able to get a voucher. Sounds like a brilliant and beautiful idea, but the problem with that is there's not enough housing, okay? There's not enough housing as it is. So if we make everybody, anybody with no reason whatsoever other than just being low income, give them the ability to get housing, then we're talking about, millions of new people in the system that has no housing. So I think that's a great idea to do universal voucher, but here's the deal. Unless the federal government's going to step in and build these buildings and apartments, and we're just going to wait on landlords to voluntarily accept these payments, I'm not sure how this is going to go, okay? I'm not trying to be negative, but look, anytime you put the state or nonprofits in charge of building apartments and stuff like that and accepting vouchers, it usually goes pretty badly because of the waste and fraud and all the other things go. I don't like housing projects no more than people liked it in the 80s, but at least if the federal government built federal buildings, then I think a lot of this housing situation could be solved, okay? But if we're going to wait on, builders and all that have an invested interest in just making money, I don't know how well that's going to work out, okay? So, I think universal vouchers by Joe Biden might be a great idea. So, but I don't really want to see any more money cut out of this program, okay? We're getting to a point now where it's getting serious. We're only taking the elderly, the old, the disabled, and veterans and other things, and we're talking about cutting another $8 billion. And here's the problem with that, okay? So with this virus going on and the new federal memorandum ending at midnight, December 31st, it means we're going to have 20 million new fresh souls looking for housing, and they're going to want to jump into the housing Section 8 market, which is better known as the Housing Choice Voucher. And so once they enter this market, we're going to triple the number of people on waiting list, okay? So if you got a 10,000 person waiting list, these lists could reach 30, 40,000 people. I'm sure at that point my services will be in killer demand, but like I said, I'm not really interested in, making a living off of $20 phone calls for a half hour. But I've got to warn you guys, look, if you're on the saddle, you're on the fence about going out and applying for housing, I'm going to warn you, man, you have got to go and start doing this now. If you don't have somebody, I understand that a lot of you guys want to do things yourself, okay? I get that. You know how to read, and some of you are highly educated that contact me, but let me tell you something. I've got counselors. I've even had lawyers, okay, call me, just recently in the last few months that have employed me to help their clients get housing because it is a sophisticated process. I mean, I've spent 15 years doing this, okay? So, what you really want to go and do it yourself and risk the possibility that you screw up your application and you end up on a decades-long waiting list. There's no redos with this. You're not going to show up the next day because then you applied, you messed it up, and now you're going to come to me and you want me to fix it. But once they make a record of this, you're stuck for the next year or so, okay? They're not going to accept new answers, especially ones that are going to really change where you rank, okay? So let me tell you something. That's the best $20 you're going to spend, considering that you're spending $20 to almost have a near guarantee of getting the housing, getting some type of housing through Section 8 or HUD or low-income housing. But, I meet a lot of resistance with people, They'd rather spend that crispy 20, half of it at Starbucks and the other half at the gas station buying silly lottery tickets. Look, people, you need to invest. You really need to invest in somebody that consult, okay? And so it makes no difference to me either way you do it, but I'm just warning you. If you don't have somebody that knows what's going on before you apply, you're going to mess your situation up. So for those of you that are on the fence about going out and applying, I'm going to tell you, you need to get out there and do it. Whether you're hiring somebody to help you or not, you need to start now, because the tidal wave of people that are coming for 2021 is going to be a shock and awe campaign. I think we all know the economy is not really going to improve much next year. We don't even have a resolution to this virus, and the housing situation just keeps deteriorating, okay? I think that if we have a different administration in the office, we'll definitely have more things available, like stimulus checks and stuff like that seem to be a big problem right now, and more funding, okay? But it's not going to be a fix no matter who takes that office, okay, the White House. It's not going to be immediate, so I encourage you people to think very carefully about your situation, because if you make a lot of wrong decisions, the only other solution you're going to have available is living on the street, okay? These are not normal times. Shelters are not taking people, and the ones that do take them, they're full. So if you mess it up, you're going to be sleeping in your car on the street, okay? There is nowhere to go, okay? It isn't like it was back in March of earlier this year. You made your mistakes. You got a decade. You wait a decade to get on a waiting list. Now you've got no money and you're on the street and you can stay at a shelter. Well, look, there's nowhere to go, okay? Let's use some common sense when it comes to that. Okay, so I'm done rambling. So, look, like I said, my political motivations are zero, okay? I'm just stating the facts. And if you want to match these facts that I have on the screen, you're welcome to go to whitehouse.gov, and you're also welcome to go to HUD.gov. I don't have time to deal with fake news. I just want to deliver what's the possibilities of what we're probably going to face, okay? So I'm going to check the time real quick and see if we are going over. And we're 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you for joining me this morning, and I will see you guys in about a day and a half, okay? Thank you. Bye.